So we are not going to the product backlog meeting session and using that time to like, okay, let's use this time to now prioritize this work. Oh, we'll be working on this. Oh, no, not that one. And the team will start deciding on, because the team can also help the product owner and support the product owner in, okay, this is based on our workflow, based on the interface of our project. We must complete this first before the other. Of course, we can do that by just saying that you can use your product backlog meeting session to just do all of that. But instead, if you notice that there's a lot more item in the product backlog and that can take a lot more time, maybe we can schedule a pre-refinement session and have the whole team in that session, and we can use that session to basically prioritize the backlog, which is very, very important. So when we do meet for our backlog refinement session, we are discussing the true item that's priority, not the one that's not priority. So that's my point about ensuring that the backlog is prioritized using the deep criteria. So that's another thing. The next thing I have is no definition of ready. And definition of ready, for people that are not familiar with definition of ready, let me just define like what definition of ready is. Definition of ready is a checklist of item or list of item based on your product or based on the workflow of your work that the team already decided you must follow before you consider that ticket ready to be worked on in a sprint. So I think that's the simplest way I can define it. So basically it's a checklist of items, and sometimes this checklist can come from a team, like where your team determine that. Sometimes too, I've worked in a company where we had our PMO office, they determine our definition of ready checklist. And I now use that checklist to verify with the team when I was a Scrum Master. But we had a checklist of items. We must have those checklists. And before a team can commit to any of those stories or any of those tasks, or any of those bug attacks, all those checklists must already